Hello, everybody. Welcome into the NBA Front Office Show, a special live edition. We've had a couple of trades go down around the NBA and decided we didn't want to wait until tomorrow in order to get this done. Now I've got that song from Dawson's Creek stuck in my head. The I don't want to wait.
Life to be over.
That whole thing. Oh no!
Now everybody's gonna quit.
What a
Probably just
way.
monetize the video too.
Right? What a terrible way to start things off. No, I don't think the YouTube will mistake our singing for the actual song.
They didn't like that one time when I sang the Easy Like Sunday Morning. They were not happy about that.
How the hell did that get flagged?
Right?
A live show 3 days in a row. This is great. That's right. It's that time of year, and I saw this, Keith. Somebody said something like, "I bet Trevor texted Keith." But here, Trevor most likely texted Keith, "Are you busy? Let's go live to explain in detail the Hawks trade." Correct, except flip it. It was Keith that texted me. We had planned to do something today to talk about the DeAndre Hunter trade. We talked about that last night, and then we got the Vit Krejci deal, and we just decided let's just go live rather than record it. So here we are to talk.
Yeah, it's just behind the curtain. It's a lot easier to just go live than it is to record, provided we're in a spot to go live and do the things we need to do there. So I had a lot of people. I saw some people tagging both of us. Hey, live show tonight, DeAndre Hunter. That doesn't quite rise to the level of a 1 a.m. live show. Right. So we're all due respect to everybody involved, but we weren't going to do that. So it's So let's go. We'll start with the bigger of the two trades, obviously. So just in case people missed it or you needed the recap on it. The Cleveland Cavaliers are trading DeAndre Hunter to the Sacramento Kings. Cavs are getting Dennis Schroeder and Keon Ellis. Chicago Bulls are getting Dario Saric and 2 future second-round picks, 1 from the Cavs and 1 from the Kings. So that's going to be how that works out.
We're going to spend most of our time on the Cavs and the Kings. Can we just give a little credit to the Chicago Bulls off the top here? They, going out there acquiring a couple of second-round picks. They may not be the best second-round picks, but being willing to spend a little bit in order to add some second-rounders. Proud of you, Chicago. Well done. Well done.
Yeah, I mean, this is it. The number of Bulls fans who were like, "Wait, what?" Like, we jumped in a trade and got something just to help. Like, pretty cool. And for just actual numbers wise, I'm going to repeat this probably through the deadline because it's not worth getting into the details on it, but it is contracts are about half paid now in terms of actual payments to players because we're about halfway through the season at this point. So what's happened for the Bulls is they're only going to have to pay half of Saric's contract. So if you think about it, what they did was essentially paid about $2.5 million to get 2 first-round picks, and it's going great for first-round picks. When we get into the draft period, is usually anywhere between $1 million and like $3 to $4 million. So the Bulls did it early, get a couple second-round picks. Like good work on their part to use a trade exception that was going to go. The Bulls did have to also waive Javon Carter in this. We'll see maybe a team that needs a backcourt player picks up Javon Carter on a rest of the season contract after he clears waivers. And then in order to satisfy you have to give something in a trade because a trade exception is not traded. They sent Emmanuel Miller, who's a very, very little used two-way player, to the Cavs. The Cavs waived Luke Travers in order to bring in Emmanuel Miller.
All right, there you go. So a couple of second-round picks to the Bulls. Let's jump into the Cavs side of this. So the Cavs pick up
every smash like bottom. I hope he said he meant to say everyone smashed the like button.
What being smashed?
Yeah, smash the like bottom. It's spicy on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Eventual Sunday going on here on the Front Office Show.
That's more, maybe that needs to be the late night show.
Yeah, late night. Yeah. Front Office Show. But hit that like button at least, please.
Yeah, exactly. So let's get into the Cavs side of this. They get Dennis Schroeder, and they also get Keon Ellis, who reportedly, literally about half the NBA had some level of interest in. They do lose DeAndre Hunter, a second-round pick. Now, Keith, I like the pieces that the Cavs get here. I like Dennis Schroeder as a guy that you can put into a playoff game and he can produce, a veteran. He's done it at a high level, both in the NBA and internationally for Germany. And then you've got Keon Ellis, who is the kind of 3-and-D type player. He's more of a bench player than anything else, but a 3-and-D type player. Doesn't have the size that DeAndre Hunter does, but at least is a plug and play type of guy that you could put onto your team. So I like what they did there, but did they solve their second apron problems for next season? Because that seems like if that was the goal, I don't think they accomplished that.
No, but they got closer. Mm-hmm. Now, let's talk the on the court part of it here, because you mentioned Schroeder is a good get, especially with Darius Garland out. Donovan Mitchell is their only currently healthy on-ball playmaker on the team. Craig Porter Jr., who has also filled that role, is out right now. He's day-to-day with a knee injury. Hopefully it's nothing serious. And then Lonzo Ball is just, he's just done. Like he doesn't really have anything left to give on any kind of consistent basis. So now they're in a position where they needed somebody else. Their offense is basically 12 points per game worse than when Mitchell is on the bench than when he's on the court. So that's a massive drop.
That's a big drop. Yep.
So you needed somebody who can handle the ball and create. Schroeder is not the most efficient guy in the world, but at least he can kind of keep you moving when he's in the game on a bench unit. You mentioned Ellis is going to help because Sam Merrill's been in and out of the lineup. Max Strus is still out. So just another 3-and-D player, kind of replaces what they lost when they traded Isaac Okoro over the summertime. A guy who can just hit a spot up three and can play some defense. So I think the idea of them getting a first-round pick for him or asking must have been very soundly shot down by the rival teams in the league, because not that he was a throw-in in this deal, but him moving in this deal gets it, kind of shows you where his value is at.
Yeah.
Now to your second apron question. Yeah, I mean, they're closer, but here's the issue.
What about Keon Ellis?
That's it. Keon Ellis, once you re-sign him, let's say he gets somewhere in $8 to $10 million range, you're only going to be about $2-3 million shy on that. Now, I do think Lonzo's going to be gone. I think they're going to move him prior to the trade deadline, just for the massive savings. Moving his $10 million would save them about $60 million actual dollars. As far as salary plus tax and penalties with that. So I think he'll go, but this puts you at least closer in the range. And let's face it, it's a lot easier to move Schroeder's $14.8 million than it would be Hunter's, $25 million next season.
Exactly. So I do like this trade for the Cavs. I think this is a good deal. I think Hunter was overpaid on the $25 million for next year. I like adding another guard. It probably does mean Lonzo Ball is done in Cleveland, and Schroeder is a guy who you can, is he the most efficient? No, but he's going to handle the playoffs just fine. Keon Ellis is a solid addition, and if you know what it's going to cost to keep him on his next contract, maybe this pushes you towards, if they have the goal. Maybe they don't have the goal of getting below the second apron. Maybe they say, screw it, we're going to be a second apron team again. But if they have that goal, maybe we see the Cavs move towards moving Garland or Allen or whoever, but that will be more of a problem for the summertime for Cleveland. But I like this deal a lot for the Cavs, especially all the interest that was in Keon Ellis. You get a really good veteran guard plus Keon Ellis in exchange for a guy who was kind of probably negative adjacent value on his contract in DeAndre Hunter. So nice move there for the Cavs.
Yeah, and anybody who hasn't maybe kept up too much, DeAndre Hunter's had a really awful season.
Yes.
He has really shot the ball terrible. His defense has not been at the level that they thought it would be when they acquired him. That's even held true since they got him, but just not a really good season for him. And Jalen Tyson has passed him in the rotation. And quite frankly, Naquan Tomlin, who's one of their two-way players, is like on the border of passing him in the rotation. So this was kind of, all right, let's trade from a position where we feel like we have a little depth to get our backcourt shored up. Now, they don't have a roster spot anymore.
Right.
So the path to just converting Naquan Tomlin is not there. But again, the Cavs are not done. I think they're going to move on from Lonzo Ball, that'll probably be the move, and that'll be like a straight salary dump somewhere, and then that'll create the roster spot for Tomlin is my guess at how this plays out, but that's where we're headed. A couple people have asked in the chat if they're gonna flip Keon Ellis. No, they got him to have him. They traded for him to have. He's kind of the get in this trade for them, more even maybe more so than Schroeder. So I think that's why they did this.
All right, let's jump over to Sacramento. And Keith, I can tell you this. I don't understand what they're doing. A lot of Kings fans are very unhappy with what the Kings did here. They kept hearing first round pick, and they're going to get off of Malik Monk. If they're going to move Keon Ellis, they're going to get significant value. Instead, you get back a guy who, again, is negative-ish value on $25 million for next year. And I mean, what DeAndre Hunter brings, outside shooting, the ability to score the basketball on a team that's already got shooting and the ability to score the basketball. They need guys who do everything else. And the problem with DeAndre Hunter is that he doesn't do enough of the other things for you. He gets presented as a 3-and-D wing, but that's not really what he is. In fact, the Cavs and the Hawks in the last 2 years were decisively worse with DeAndre Hunter on the floor defensively. It's part of the reason why I didn't like the DeAndre Hunter trade that the Lakers were rumored to be involved in. So a lot of Kings fans very upset that they made this move and essentially turned Keon Ellis into DeAndre Hunter after hearing they were going to get a first-round pick for him. And obviously that was not there. But what do the Kings do? This can't be it for the Kings, right? Because this is just adding another guy whose primary thing that he does is put the ball in the basket when you've got a team full of those guys.
Yeah, it would make a lot more sense if there had been like a second was coming their way in this, or
why did they give up a second?
Yeah, I get it. They got off Sarge's contract, but you're a bad, crappy team. You don't need to be getting off of contracts. If they were over the tax, sure. But yeah, I mean, the early reporting was from people who were tied into the Kings was they're excited to have DeAndre Hunter and put him next to Keegan Murray and feel like they have a good forward combo going forward. It's not bad, but it's not great. Like it's fine. And I'm a huge Keegan Murray fan. I've loved Keegan Murray for a very long time, even going back to when he was in that draft. And I just, I feel like DeAndre Hunter is like a worse version of Keegan Murray at this point, and older and more expensive. Even to next year. I knew it was close. He's $800K more expensive than Keegan Murray. So I don't know. I just don't love this move for the Kings. To your question of this can't be it. Yeah, better not be. Like you better be moving other stuff. Like I don't think Levine's gonna go anywhere at this point. I think and if I'm the Kings, I'd rather than just trade him, I'd rather wait. Then he'll have at least the value of being an expiring contract next year because he's unless he's like, get me out of here, he's not turning down $49 million. So that turns into this is, where do we go? So I think it's, let's kind of see, where this comes to with this one here. Cause I think we're in a place for the Kings where Sabonis, we've heard a lot about. We've heard a lot about DeRozan. We'll see. I did like that they referenced they wanted a completely clear runway for Nick Clifford. That's great, but Nick Clifford was already playing a lot. I don't know how much more he was going to play. So we'll see. But yeah, this one is it's a head scratcher for sure.
This has got to be an incomplete because there's other stuff coming. But we also heard, the Kings in any Keon Ellis trade, they don't want to take back any salary that goes past this year. We took back a big salary that goes past.
And I'm sure they'll say, well, we got off Schroeder, but okay, but you took back twice as much.
I've had a lot of people say, but Schroeder goes an extra year. Not really. He's only $4.3 million guaranteed in the final year of his deal. So you got off $4.3 million in 2027.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's it. That's nothing. That's very, very easily movable if you're in a pinch and you need to do that. So it's like I said, this is a head scratcher. I made the difficult decision to jump into Kings Reddit to see how the mood is there. It is a dark place right now. It is a dark place there. Like, what is this team doing? Maybe, Keith, maybe there's other moves that are going to happen between now and Thursday for Sacramento where we're going to say, oh, okay, now it makes more sense. Maybe they just really love DeAndre Hunter and they love the idea of DeAndre Hunter and Keegan Murray and Sabonis and LaVine and DeRozan all are going to eventually be gone. And that's what they want to build around. It's Clifford, it's Hunter, it's Keegan Murray. But at the present time, man, I don't know what the Kings are doing.
Yeah, I mean, we're pushing 3 decades of
I don't know what the Kings are doing.
Now. Like, right. I'll give one. Let's finish out the Kings with one minor silver lining. They did create a roster spot that'll eventually go to Dylan Cardwell, who has played really well for them on his 2-way contract. Not a big scorer, but I mean, he has been a rugged defender, gets on the boards, blocks some shots, just really good, good solid find for them there. So if you look at it from the standpoint of Keegan Murray, Nick Clifford, Maxime Renaud, Dylan Cardwell, okay, there's the bones of something nice there. There's no blue chipper there yet, but you're starting to feel a little bit better. But man, it is messy right now.
It is. But again, know what? Who knows?
Comment.
Maybe Hunter plays his way back into form and ends up working. Like it's a non-zero chance that this does work out for the Kings. DeAndre Hunter obviously had value last year at the trade deadline when the Cavs traded for him. We thought that was a good move for the Cavs. He's just played poorly since then. And he's lost his luster. Maybe the Kings can return that shine. We'll see.
I mean, DeAndre Hunter was a 6th Man of the Year candidate a year ago and didn't end up winning it, but he was in that conversation. Pulled this from OG unnamed YouTube user. I think the Kings front office has proven to be incompetent. The scary thing is over multiple front offices.
I was going to say it's a different
front office is new this year. So I continue to say it, it's rotten from the top down there in Sacramento. I think there's a lot of stuff that is in a place there where it's not great. So
let's go to the
guys. If you're asking super chats that aren't related to the 2 trades, we will get to them. We're going to get to them after the trades. Though.
Yeah, we got to do the trades first. So let's go to the one that just happened not long ago. The Atlanta Hawks trading Vit Krejci to the Portland Trailblazers for Dwight Reith and 2 future second-round picks. This is mostly about the seconds getting to Atlanta. Reith is a interesting pick, and you could use some size. I'm surprised.
He's out for the season, though.
Is he out for the whole season?
Yeah, he's a broken foot.
I thought he was going to come back near the end of it. Well, then that's that. So it is the 2 seconds. So second rounders have more value than they have in the past. I'm surprised Atlanta is moving on from Vit, because he's had some really good games for them. And I like this for Portland. I think he adds a lot of shooting to this club. And I think he's well worth a couple of second-round picks.
Yeah, I completely agree. He is, we hear it over and over and over again, especially at trade deadline, shooting with size. He is legit like 6'7", 6'8". I did the 6'7".
You did it.
Whoops, my bad.
And look at the contract too.
But he is, so with him, shooter with size, plus he could do a little bit with the ball in his hands. He's not just a spot up guy. This is not, he's kind of become one of the go-to guys now because he is a shooter with size, is Sam Hauser, right? Where Sam Hauser doesn't do a lot off the bounce, right? He's mostly a spot up, come off screens guy. That's where Vit Krejci kind of is in a spot. So, that's what he's been tabbed as, but he can do more than that. He is a place where he can do some stuff. For the Hawks, though, very overlap with Corey Kispert and Luke Kennard, who are both still on that roster. Luke Kennard, we'll see what happens with him. He's on an expiring deal, but Kispert's going to be there for at least a little while. And that to kind of put them in a place where they didn't really need Vit Krejci anymore. I thought maybe he might be put into a bigger trade as like, he's not just a throw in here. We're getting a player, but you're absolutely right. He's on a great contract. $2.3 million this year, 2.6 next year. Then he becomes a restricted free agent. That's a good place to be. If you're Portland, this is a good get for a team that's still got some work to do to get the rest of their salary cap sheet in order.
Yeah, I love it for Portland. It's not that it's bad for Atlanta because, as you said, they've got Corey Kispert. It's just a little bit of a surprise that they moved on from a guy that is the archetype that a lot of teams are looking for. But and especially, I mean, he has $0 guaranteed next year. Not that you wouldn't pick that contract up, but it's good value there for Portland to get this done.
And Portland needs shooting. I mean, Portland takes a lot of threes, but they don't make them. They at least the other day they were the worst in the league in percentage wise, which is tough to do considering the Orlando Magic exists. But they've been really bad. So I think now we're in a spot with them where you got another shooter and you got it for a couple seconds. The seconds, to be clear, Atlanta gets their own second back in 2027, and then they get a Knicks second in 2030, I think it was, on that. So good value for Atlanta. Dwight Breathe probably going to be waived since he's out for the season. That'll create a roster spot. Christian Koloko, old friend of yours with the Lakers, has been playing a lot and playing fairly well for Atlanta on a two-way. My guess is he'll get converted into a standard spot. But there's a lot going on with the Hawks over the next few days. They've got a lot of stuff that they're tied into right now. So we'll see how that comes together.
Keith, Veet's contract is very similar to the contract of Keon Ellis.
Yeah.
Had the Kings gotten the return that the Hawks just got for Vit Krejci, would you like the Kings trade better or worse?
Yes. Yeah, I'd feel better about it. If they
2 second-round picks rather than DeAndre Hunter.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Agreed.
And I don't want to discount the getting off of Schroeder, even though I think it's being played up a bit too much, but it's not.
You just signed him
enough for me. Yeah.
They just signed him. That's not. Yeah.
That is on this front office because they did sign him and then immediately trade him. What did my buddy Yossi say? This is the 8th time Dennis Schroeder's been traded. And I
think he's been on 11 teams, something like that.
Cavs will be his 11th team. So he is a couple behind who was it? Ish Smith now, who had 13 teams.
Right. He's getting there, but I think isn't it like Trevor Ariza has been traded more than anybody else?
11 times.
11 times.
Yeah, he's the current record holder. Somewhere Luke Kennard's like, well, I got traded 4 times in one summer.
You mean Luke Ridnour?
Luke Ridnour, not Luke Kennard. Sorry, Luke Ridnour. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Generic creative player white guy.
So racist. All right. Let's go.
Yeah, poor white people. Boy, the world's real tough on them.
I know. Okay.
Oh, hold on. Sorry, I was pulling this real quick. Yossi's going to go live at 2. I don't know if that's 2 Eastern, 2 whatever. I don't know. But if you have a chance, check Yossi out too. He does great work.
All right. Let's get into some of our chat questions. Those are the 2 trades. We'll get into some of this. Rui Gabe, Maxey for Wiggins and Fontecchio. I mean, that's from the Lakers
side.
What
draft picks?
What's that?
What draft picks are you giving up to?
I mean, none.
Yeah. But you would have to. The Heat aren't doing that for.
You're taking $30 million for next year. That's why I wouldn't be willing to give up draft capital.
I would. But on the Heat side, I don't think they would just.
Right. It depends on what the Heat's plans were in free agency. Did they want? Do you want $30 million in extra space next year or not? And if you don't, then that's that.
Khalil Ware stuff is getting weird in Miami.
It is.
Like, and you could tell. I mean, he keeps getting asked about it, and he's like, just doing what I could. Like, I feel like he's gone.
Spo had the comment about like, well, the game was too fast in the last one. That they're playing a bunch of threes out there and stuff. So
I mean,
it is. But
what a bad loss too.
They really want to turn Ware into the big, Giannis is what they want to do. Or not by himself, obviously. Use him as part of a package for a big move.
Yeah, Khalil Ware's good too. Like I think he's a good player, and I mean the Heat were very high on him going into the year. It's just really turned sour. Just a whole very weird situation with Miami. There was I can't remember who it was. One of the Heat writers put out there like, hey, if you can't get it done with a Giannis deal, you need to just bottom this thing out and rebuild. Like stop with this being because quietly we all got seduced by those runs, right? Where they made the finals from low seeds. But over the last few years, they've just been low seeds that haven't been very good.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of Heat fans, I think, are starting to get kind of frustrated.
All right, let's go here. Starting to feel like the Lakers won't do anything. Well, we've got, it's still 4 or 5 days here till the deadline. You never know, but it does seem like if they're, I talked about this on the podcast this morning, if they are not willing to take on future salary and not willing to give up draft capital, that's got, what are you doing? what are you going to trade? Right.
Very hard to do much
at that point. Very difficult to check all of those boxes without being willing to do that. And I'm sure there is a level where they'd be willing to do those things. But depending on what the return is, but who knows? We'll see. We've got, a ways to go before the deadline, and we'll see what happens. What about Lonzo? I just think Lonzo's kind of done.
Yeah, he can't play anymore. He can't move. It sucks. And we've said it before. We love that he made it back. And then he put so much into getting back on the court, but Lonzo for defense isn't a thing because he can't really play defense like that anymore.
Right. Who got more trade value, Trey or Veit? I mean, 2 second-round picks, or do you want a big expiring and Kispert?
Yeah, I mean, CJ McCollum's good, and Corey Kispert's not bad. So probably still Trey, but the fact that we even had to think about it kind of tells you a little bit of story there.
Well, it's so much of the value is coming from what is the next contract going to look like, and do you want to be the team to pay that next contract? Yeah, absolutely. And that certainly matters in the Trae Young situation.
Yep. And Atlanta did not want to be that team.
Exactly. It seems like the Lakers have no options equals no trade. It's possible, but again, we don't know. It's, it was less than 24 hours ago that everybody was saying, man, there haven't been any trades happening. What's going on? The NBA deadline sucks. And now we've had 2 trades in the last.
It feels like, when you turn the hose on and the first, is like poof, and then it's like a trickle.
Yeah.
Like that's what this feels like a little bit.
Mark Stein had that little quote he threw in from an executive, of course, a random unnamed executive, that the avalanche is coming.
Yeah.
Maybe this is just the beginning of it.
Yeah, I hope.
Do you think Keldon Johnson is available? He's a 6th man of the year contender. If so, can the Lakers trade for him? I like Keldon Johnson, but I don't think he's available. I don't think the Spurs want to move on.
I'm not going to say he's untouchable, but you're not getting him for any kind of you have to really give something of value,
right?
To get him.
Happy Luka trade day. Today is the anniversary of the Luka trade, which was a all-time I remember where I was when type moment in the NBA. That was unbelievable. It's also, I think, the anniversary of the Pau Gasol trade from way back when. But the Luka trade, that was.
I still get people clipping me with you and I think we were with Matt, right? Live and people in the chat were like, we gave up Anthony Davis though, and my reply was, it's Luka freaking Doncic.
Right, exactly.
People still send me that clip sometimes, which is pretty funny. What somebody sent me randomly the other day, and I needed it in a moment where I was just everything that could go wrong was going wrong. Someone sent me the clip from the start of free agency where I had the aprons and the bike helmet on.
Yeah.
And it makes me laugh every time.
That's a good one.
I see it. So yeah, that's we have some fun.
Absolutely. That's a good one for sure. Let's go bonkers and bananas. Somebody said. Let's go here. Any update on the Lakers, or is Rob still sleeping? I mean,
it's 10:40. I hope he's up.
Yeah, I mean they tend to. The Lakers have kept things. Look at the Luka trade. They've kept things fairly quiet for the last few years in terms of when they're working on trades and things. So yeah, I mean, we'll see what they get done or don't get done. But Keith, there's this perception. So right now we've had 4 teams now have made trades in the last 12 hours.
Yeah.
Well, I guess 5 if we want to include Chicago.
Sure.
So fans of the other 25 teams are saying, why is my general manager doing nothing?
Doing nothing.
Done something by now, We're not it's not the deadline just yet. Give it time. We'll see what ultimately happens. But this doesn't mean, I say it all the time. People don't like to hear it. People hate it when I say it, but I'm going to say it again. Making no trade is better than making a bad trade. And so what are the options that are out there? What's available? Sometimes patience is more prudent, and we'll see what gets done by the trade deadline and what doesn't.
Guys, I went through many, many trade deadlines where the Celtics didn't do a lot. And then Danny Ainge went on the radio on Friday morning after the trade deadline and told everybody how close he was to trading for every superstar in the league. And it's like, and trust me, nobody liked it. Everybody was angry. Everybody was mad. The owner, like 4 years in a row, promised fireworks. And like that never happened until it did. And then when it did, it was like, holy crap, here we go. I mean, we went through years of the Celtics not doing much. Celtics also had a stretch where they did, I want to say it was 10 trades in season one year. Now that was when they were kicking off the rebuild after trading Pierce and Garnett. And they were like, I mean, guys were literally like Brandon Wright came in, played a game, and then got traded. They traded for Austin Rivers just to hold him hostage, so he couldn't go to the Clippers and play for his dad. They made the Clippers give up an actual thing of value to get him. It was wild, wild times. Jameer Nelson was on the team for a couple games. It was crazy.
Crazy times around the NBA.
Can you recap on trades potentially coming? I mean, I don't have.
Can you recap what hasn't happened?
Yeah. I mean, I wish it'd be great if we could. I'd be a lot more planned out with the rest of my day. Yeah. What I will recap here is, and I promise I'm not just doing this because it's the Celtics, but at 3:30, the Celtics are playing the Bucks on ESPN, and they're celebrating Pioneers Day, which is they're going to talk a lot about a lot of the first Black players in the NBA, which should be a really cool thing here. Black History Month starting in February, so it's gonna be a pretty cool showdown. And then we got our first NBC Sunday night games tonight. I know your team's playing tonight, and second game's pretty good too, right? I think after it's Thunder and somebody.
Let's see.
I got it right here. Thunder Nuggets with Jokic.
Oh, that is a good one.
So let's go. Yeah, Lakers next. I mean, starting at 3:30. I kind of don't want any more trades because I'd just like to watch games because we gotta.
They're coming.
Get some good stuff the rest of the day.
And yeah, somebody mentioned 1 year to the day, and the Lakers are playing the same team tonight.
Oh, yeah. Maybe they trade Luka back to Dallas.
Oh my gosh, would Dallas would love that. I'd be thrilled.
What would you do if that happened, man? It'd be like, I'll ship you a green shirt. I've got some extra.
I'd buy myself a Cooper Flag jersey.
Cooper Flag and move to Mavs Nation. Let's go, baby.
No. Cooper Flag would be coming to the Lakers. That deal.
Okay. Yeah. No. It'd just be undo the.
Let's go here. Favorite memory with the show came 1 year ago today. I had to rewatch the genuine reactions. Oh, Keith, that was the most like we were in disbelief.
Yeah.
And there was like uncertainty over whether or not it was real. Like
that's my favorite part was just the sheer number of people who work for ESPN that also had to tweet, this is real.
Right.
For anybody to believe it. For me, it was when Bobby Marks finally tweeted it out that like, this is a real trade. I was like, all right. And I think I texted you like, all right, give me a minute because I was already in bed. I was like, give me a minute to get ready and we can jump on the mics again.
I think I slept for like 2 hours that night or something like that. That was insane.
Yeah, because you had me wake you up the next morning.
Right. We had more people in that live show than ever before. That was a record.
Oh, it was crazy. It was
because insane. I'm sure the notifications went off and so many people just went, wait, what? And jumped in.
And we just happened to be, I think, first too, because I know we were the lead thing on YouTube for a while.
We were. Yeah, we would have been. I was almost live when it happened, and I kind of wish I had been to catch like how I reacted because I'll never forget walking into my bedroom just having finished the show, and I look at my phone and Sham's thing pops up and being like, "Wait, what?" And
then you texted me and said, "Was he hacked?"
Yeah.
As I was texting you, do we think Shams got hacked? Yeah,
that was insane.
Chris Fedor, who covers the Cavs, says the trade call has been completed. Okay. So that trade will be official here momentarily.
And that's where we'll see the teams actually talk about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll get the thanks for everything tweets and the great job and all that stuff. So
all right, Kim. Request for you, Keith.
Oh, you want another shrimp on the barbie?
Okay. There it is.
But that's only if you're from like somewhere where they talk like that, like Slovenia or
Austria.
Austria or
there you go.
Inner Mongolia.
All right.
I'm scanning. I'm not seeing anything else popping up.
So. Yeah, I was hoping we'd get to hit the breaking news button.
Yeah, I was hopeful too.
But we got through everything.
Yeah.
And
little housekeeping, guys, will be major blockbuster trades. We'll be live when we can. On those. If it's a major trade, Thursday we'll let you know. We will be live going into the trade deadline at some point. We usually do it like an hour or two ahead, and then straight through the deadline. So just keep an eye out here and on our socials for that. And we'll let you guys know.
That's right. Trevor, why does Dennis Schroeder get traded so often? Well, because at the end of the day, Dennis Schroeder likes to spend the end of the day with different teams, because at the end of the day, he's an NBA player at the end of the day. It's Dennis Schroeder's favorite connecting phrase is at the end of the day. If you covered the Lakers like I do, or if you've ever go back and watch or listen to or read any transcript from any Dennis Schroeder interview ever, watch how many times he says at the end of the day. It's funny. It's a good time. All right, everybody.
Man, people getting chippy. No snow here in Orlando. No, but supposedly there were snow flurries in Tampa over closer to the coast here. But it was cold. I texted Trevor last time today. I was like, it says it feels like 9 outside last night, and it's been miserable. So yeah.
I saw people who were in Florida that were showing snow flurries and stuff. I mean, crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah. I'm not going to get into it because it's going to take us somewhere bad. We'll just wrap up.
Yeah. That's
but
right.
This is not why we live here. Let's just put it that
way. All right, everybody. We got another super chat.
Oh, man, right at the buzzer.
At the buzzer. What's to prevent Presti from doing a Thanos snap trade and Joe and some capital for Giannis's brother? I mean, I just don't think that the Thunder are winning so many games already.
Yeah.
Do they want to trade like key pieces to turn them into Giannis and go from there? Like, they're pretty well set to have this team for a long time. So I think that's what's like, if they wanted to, sure they could.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like that's what they're looking to do right now.
People don't get the shrimp on the Barbie joke that we don't know where it actually comes from.
Oh my goodness.
Going right over their heads. Swoosh. Yeah, there's nothing to prevent them from doing that at all. It is funny. I joked with our guy Scott at Spot Track, who does like all of our programming. He's like the real like he built the trade machine as far as the coding and all that stuff. I joked that we should, once you pick Giannis, it should auto select Thanasis and Alex. And just put them in the trade too.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So KCP in a first and use it to get Herb Lakers.
What's the KCP in a first going for? Like what?
Yeah, I know.
There's pieces missing from that.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, everybody. We appreciate all of you for joining.
Thank you guys.
Hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see if we get any more trades breaking around the league. Till next time, everybody. See ya and stay safe.